Ro.16, TY, Scarlett, Special, DRG. 아프리카 TV 프리급 스튜디오 라이브 2020 GSL 시즌 2 코드 S The Coming Storm.
It's time for the winners map in Group A of the round of 16. It's our two Korean players duking it out in the losers match special where Scarlett will be starting once we finish this match. We're going to get the first player that survives to the round of 8. Now, look, I think we're probably all on the same page here. It's going to be TY. I welcome DRG moving on. That would be a great plot twist to start things off in the round of 16. But look, TY just does not seem like he's getting worse anytime soon.
I think he's the favorite at GSL this season.
I agree.
You know, he's in tip-top form. It's hard to imagine him losing. I actually felt like Special, I think if Special and DRG were to replay that series, I think Special would win. I would like give him an edge, you know? Didn't work out this time, but yeah, and that means, of course, I think TY is a bit favored here.
Okay, Ice and Chrome for game 1 here. Again, the winner, the first player to get to the round of 8 in season 2 of GSL.
경기가 준비되었다. 한번 시작해볼까? 아프리카 프렉스 TY 전태양. 아프리카 프렉스 DRG 박수호.
Is DRG, does he still live in Busan or is he in Seoul?
Oh, I don't know.
In here now, because DRG is short for Dongdaegu, which is the part of Busan that he's from. Busan is the second largest city in South Korea. It's a beach city, about 5 million people, around the size of Chicago. But it's on the opposite end of the country. So I know in previous GSLs he'd have to take the train up here.
Yeah, I'm not. I
probably should have asked the staff. It didn't occur to me until we did that intro there. I thought, oh, I wonder.
I think he lives up here, because I feel like every time Gumiho played, someone was like, "Yeah, man, he took the train up at 5 a.m. or whatever." You know?
Yeah.
So I feel like someone would have said that today, and no one did. So either no one likes us, or he lives in Seoul, or both.
It's definitely both.
Yeah.
Okay, so. You know, with DRG here, I don't think that the games that we saw with him versus Special are like any representation of what these games are going to look like here.
No.
Special did some, I guess, kind of weirdness with the double proxy in 2 of the games, and then also just the win with the mutas was kind of funny looking. I mean, it makes sense. It's, you know, it's such a dramatic tech shift that's happened so fast.
Yeah.
That you know, Terran can't quite stabilize, and then you know, in the other game, you know, Special was pushing too much and just lost too much of his army, and then the counterattack was too good. I don't think we're going to have TY mirror any of the behaviors that Special had in his series against DRG. So I just
honestly, like, based on that series, TY could play a similar style and then just adjust for what DRG did against it, couldn't he?
Maybe, yeah.
Well, we see the very quick third command center here from TY. Let's see if he goes into BC like Special did. But honestly, like, looking at that game, that should have been a Special victory. So if I'm TY, I might be like, yeah, let's go for this 3 command BC.
Yeah.
I could see it.
Now DRG is one of the players I'm most excited about in general, just seeing him back here, because he looks like he's in great shape. and he's done with his military service. Most of the other players in GSL have not done their military service. They've been deferring it. Being a pro gamer, you actually are allowed to push it back. Same as if you're like a young athlete, ice skater, you know.
Well, anyone with a professional job going on, if you can kind of show that you're really going to be adversely affected, you can push it back.
Well, especially if it's a sport.
Yeah. Well, that's especially
sport.
Yeah.
No, but it's true. I mean, if you're like, look, if you can go to the government and be like, look, I'm making money off this game. The government's aware, like, okay, this is like representing our country.
What if the government, though, is like a DRG fan? They're going to look at it and be like, just go to the military. DRG's beat you in the last GSL.
Ooh, yeah, don't let them see that game. But the fact that DRG is done with it, and we have many, many more years of StarCraft 2 to come, that's kind of exciting because now, you know, if he's playing this well here, who knows? He might once again become the best Zerg. In StarCraft 1, which was really kind of like, you know, as big as it was and as big as it still is, it was very much the wild, wild west of esports in the sense that we didn't know what happens when you get older. You know, there was a lot of players that were not, I mean, to be kind of blunt here, somewhat obsolete compared to the younger players. And so many people were saying, especially these pros, that older players just can't compete with younger players. And this is a narrative that's been parroted a lot, especially out here, and especially, you know, people on Team Liquid were saying this. And it seems like it's not actually true anymore. In both StarCraft 1 and 2, we have a lot of old players that, you know, whether you've done your military service or not, you can actually still be better than the youngsters. You know, and then DRG is one of the players I'm really watching to see what happens with that.
Yeah. Said, well, look at this now. We actually have a very interesting build that DRG did get a scout off on. It's 2-factory Blue Flame Hellion, which is a very old build from days when DRG played.
Okay, both me and TY weren't quite sure. Do Hellions actually fit through there? The answer is no.
Looked kind of funky, didn't it? But he doesn't get that much done with it.
No.
4 drones, it's not what you're looking for.
There was a good Evo chamber right in the middle of the mineral patch to stop the Hellions from looping around and getting, you know, what the drone shots they needed.
What was that command center doing? It looks like we've had some terrible misclicks here.
What am I seeing? Okay, there must have been several bad rallies here.
Yeah.
Because the CC was floating way too far out.
So he loses extra SCVs and his CC went way far away. Huh. Okay, well, TY getting back on track now. There is the Spire coming up. DRG getting roach speed and range attack as well. Now, this is a bio play. It's not a mech play like we saw from Special.
So, very odd to see TY make a mistake like that. I mean, we almost never see that happen in StarCraft 2. You know, waypointing is it's so clean in StarCraft 2, you know? Kind of weird to see those SCVs out in the middle of the map. Yeah. The command center just floating towards the center.
I think it's as simple as he did a misclick and just didn't realize it, which happens sometimes. All right, 11 mutas on the way. There are some turrets being made. And obviously this is a bio play, so you're much less likely to just instantly die when mutas fly across the map like we saw from Special.
Marines are a natural response to mutas anyways, so. But we're going to have Banelings done here soon too. And, you know, Ling Muta Baneling is something where if Terran trips up in some of the fights, you lose all the Marines, the mutas take out the medevacs and the retreating army, and I mean, you die very fast. That being said, it does seem like, in theory, if you're both fairly even, if Terran can control perfectly and kite all the Banelings, you're going to be okay. But DRG is, you know, for a period of StarCraft 2 history, was kind of the master of this.
Yeah, I never think of his Ling Bane that much, but definitely his Mutalisk play. Let's see where he goes with this. Baneling's speed isn't done, right? So that makes these Blue Flame Hellions a lot stronger as well.
The Blue Flame Hellions make the math a lot more fuzzy on you know, what you can actually handle here. Okay, and now they're going to be Hellbats here, and I think this is going to come in here at the most inconvenient moment possible here for DRG. Now DRG's counterattacking and doing a good job with some of these Lings. I think this is going to get cleaned up, but back over here to the big attack on the 4th.
Going to clear those Lings with those mines, but the 4th base gets taken out.
Now, what does TY want to do from here? Does he keep pushing it? Some players will try to end it, other players pack it up and go home.
Yeah, I could see packing it up because as Baneling's speed finishes, this army is not going to still be able to, you know, kill off everything that DRG has. It's not like you're going to go kill his base now. But killing that base, I think, was enough, right?
Sure.
That gives you the advantage that you're looking for.
There's another hatchery being taken in the bottom right. For now, though, we have a wounded DRG in this game.
He does have 80 drones, though, so that's definitely very, very good. He can transfer down. Still on the layer tech. You know, that layer story that you keep selling us, we keep buying because, I mean, I don't see a hive.
He's not going to get one for a little bit, Ari. This is DRG.
I feel like this would be when you'd be like, you know what, I need an infestation pit, you know? But nah, screw it.
Mutas.
Let's get +2 upgrades everywhere.
Ooh! Oh my god. Got to be careful with that because a couple of those Widow Mine connects on Mutas, and you've lost all the sustain of your army.
Yeah.
Terran vs. Zerg has always been a funny matchup in that both the races can do a lot of damage to each other really quickly.
Yeah.
And so, like, once you start to get a little bit of a lead, it just spikes exponentially.
You got to keep that core of your army alive, like you said. You know, if you lose an entire army, that's when it just starts to get out of control on either side. All right, so we have TY moving out right now. Pretty robust set of units here. Good amount of medevacs, has the Thor, has some mines, so it's going to be hard to engage that for DRG.
Okay, the Mutas, again, they're just trying to intercept any stray units. You know, the big push is here at the bottom. And I like, you know, the angle here behind this rock. You get some pretty good cover. Is it enough cover, though? It doesn't seem like TY's army is that big. He still has, I think, more than half of it over here in his base.
Oh, very good mine connection right there.
Yes.
It's a lot of Banes. But yeah, it's kind of a small army there. I think he does need to pull back as the army gets pulled down. Clearing some creep up here at that old 4th base once again.
Yeah, he's going to try to kill this once more.
And look at this. As soon as he sees units up here, he hits the other 4th base.
Yeah.
How do you have 2 forts?
Yeah, this is kind of crazy. TY's banking on the fact that DRG's screen can't be everywhere at once. But DRG is fighting back, and I think fighting back really well down here at the bottom.
Yeah, clearing actually both armies, but there is a drop in his main base. So,
yeah. Oh my god, and he gets a spawning pool, which, you know, you don't normally think of this as a big important tech building, but actually it's insane because you can't get Lings or Banes.
Yeah, that's quite true. I mean,
like that can possibly give you enough power to kind of push through. But DRG is going to clean up both these medevacs. And 2-2's done, by the way. Now we see DRG pretty good with the defense, but we don't have any offense yet.
Yeah, well, he is going up to the Hive now, right? So finally we see that additional tech going on for DRG. I think certainly he's going to try to go into Ultralisks from here.
I do wonder how DRG is going to be in a really long late game in this matchup.
You know, his drone count is so healthy. His upgrades are really healthy as well. He's kept his mutas alive. I think he's going to be fine, to be honest. But
I mean, compared to TY.
Yeah.
TY's got, like, the best late game.
Positionally,
Terran, yeah.
He's the best Terran player.
He's masterful at it. And, you know, a lot of these games in TVZ, we do see them go to split map.
Yeah,
you know, and it's like both players are attacking and defending on both sides of the map, and Niduses are an option, and there's all sorts of crazy tech switches. We see nukes sometimes as well. So I'm wondering, like, can DRG actually hold his own against TY? I know that DRG could in, like, a mid-game situation, but if we get to Supreme late game, what does that look like? Because we really don't see Zergs take TY on in that.
No, not generally. And
not
the thing
lately.
is, there's a few different unit comps and types of styles that you can go for as Zerg in that super late game, and we haven't seen DRG enter it. So it's hard to say even what he'll do. Like, is he going to focus on strong moves, which is something he does a lot? You know, positional plays where he's hitting different locations and whatnot? Or are we going to see something more technical like a Viper Lurker?
Okay, hold up. These mutas are doing some damage, but it almost seems like they're going to get pinned inside of TY's base. Meanwhile, at the bottom, DRG barely not having enough to hold this off.
Oh man, DRG has got to clean this up very, very quickly. He does have a decent bank right now. Oh, this is a great counterattack though. The Lings and Banes coming around the planetary. Gonna be able to clear this out as well as a bunch of SCVs.
Takes out that expansion. And he does manage to keep his bottom right base alive for a little bit. This has been a pretty scrappy game here on both sides. And now, do we have another push here from TY? Seems like DRG is going to be able to grow pretty liberally on the map.
Well, I mean, he needs to stay alive a little bit longer. He's going to lose this base, unfortunately, before his ultras are out. But as those come out, I think he can kind of gain some control to where TY has to switch up his tech a bit. Right? This was really TY's last push with this set of army.
That's right. A lot more Lings and Banes are coming in here. And the army unloading into this. Huge amount of losses there. We have some more Marines in the upper left going to come in here and try to help salvage this base. It looks like they will be able to do that. Now the Ultras are out. There's more mutas being made. More Lings are coming out. I think we may see DRG regroup and then try to hit this base that's pretty far out from the rest of the bases here.
Yeah, I think he's got to focus on getting a little bit more creep spread out as well. Lingbane Ultra is unbelievably strong on the creep, but when you start attacking off, it gets a little bit more difficult. There are a lot of Marauders that have been added in now as well, so 4 Marauders at a time are really going to help out against this.
Okay, more Lings and Ultras are coming up, and this is quite a bit of damage, but it seems like, oh, hold up, there's actually a lot of Lings down here as well. That's actually even more important what happened there than what happened here.
Yeah.
I was in the process of saying it seems like everything's a little bit too spread out. Like DRG has a lot, but he needs to actually group this up into a ball. There was a period where there was 1 Ultra alone over there. Not enough. And by the way, you really want to try to count the Ultras in games like this. Like how many get sniped off versus how many do damage and then get away. When you have the Ultras out, basically Zerg has to make sure that every fight they take, they can actually win. Is this going to get killed?
Yeah, I think it is. Needed to repair.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
Oh no!
Wow.
Wow.
All right, he does deny that. Oh, a lot of speed banes rolling down here. He will clean that up. But
So,
look, this is kind of the interesting part of the game for me, Tasteless, is to see now DRG, he has a few different things he can do here. Like I mentioned, is he going to switch it up into like a more Viper-heavy, cost-efficient type of style, or is he going to stay with these really strong moves? And it seems like it's going to be the strong moves, right? Lingbane Ultra running around the map, hitting the fringes, clearing out attacks on his bases. Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's going to be that way, but theoretically, that army set can be stopped.
okay, here's another one of these moments. The Ultra gets away. Again, the one funny thing about when you lose a fight as Zerg, when you have the Ultras, they can actually then stim and chase you down. We're kind of seeing that here. You can just, oh, I guess he's going to get away.
Gets out of there. That new speed upgrade.
But yeah, if he can send that back, transfuse it, and then try to attack it again. All right, we have another big move coming through here.
Ooh. That red Ultra really wants some right now.
I know.
Oh, I don't know about this one, though. See, this is where it gets harder and harder as TY actually gets to group up his army. Oh, man, losing multiple Ultras right there. These mutas, I'm not sure how much they're helping at this point. A lot of Lings, a lot of Ultras being made. DRG still has a good amount of supply, to be honest.
Yeah, but I think TY has enough bases and enough infrastructure that he can continue to crank out some pretty scary pushes, and especially losing the 3 Ultras back there.
Yeah. It's tough, too, because your production is spread out, so if you can't actually get your Lingbane Ultra together, in little clumps, it's garbage here.
Also, there's a little bit of Swiss cheese creep on this map here, too, for DRG. Like, there's spots where it's like it should be connected, but it's not.
Look at this. The Muta's actually starting to pick off some of these medevacs. This is a great moment for
God.
DRG.
Killing off so many Marines that were inside those medevacs.
Yeah, only a couple medevacs actually make it out.
Dude, look
so
at the
he
supply.
Lost a lot.
118 to 181.
Yeah, and don't forget, this isn't like a Roach-based army, right?
Yeah,
like
no.
Ultra Muta. That's real army supply we're looking at.
Yeah, it's not supply inflation like you get with Roach Ravager.
Yeah.
Where it looks like it's a lot, but actually just each of the units just costs too much supply. Well, I don't know. I mean, DRG is really holding his own here against TY, and I didn't imagine this would be possible. By the way, quick aside here, TY has made some odd mistakes especially in this game. He let that CC get killed after he had saved it. He had that weird rally with the SCVs, and his command center was just floating towards the upper right. He doesn't seem to be playing as cleanly as I'm certainly used to seeing.
Yeah, he's not playing perfectly like we're used to. That's for sure.
And I feel bad being critical of that, where I'm like, it's so weird he's not perfectly, executing everything. But, this is the guy that won last season.
Well, like, I mean, the thing is he is being pushed really hard here, too. Let's not forget, right? Like, DRG's style is very, very strong. You see how he's moving around the map. So definitely some mistakes are happening from TY, but if he can just hold it together.
Okay, another big push coming through here. There are a lot of banelings behind all this, and I think this is enough damage that, yep, that's it. DRG takes game 1.
Pretty badass right there. Really well played game from DRG. Very, very nice. I like the style, man. He's a breath of fresh air, right?
Or he's, you know what he might be, Artosis?
What?
He might be a breath of mummy dust. Okay?
A breath of mummy dust.
I think he's a breath of mummy dust. We went back to the curse of DRG. We opened up his, sarcophagus.
Yeah.
And the heart of the swarm mummy dust breath came out. That's poisonous, Artosis.
Poisonous to Legacy the Void
it's
players.
The mummy's curse.
Oh, no.
Not a breath of fresh air, a breath of mummy dust.
TY choking on mummy dust right now.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. All right. That was a great victory for DRG.
Yes.
Can he mummy dust the floor with TY in this next game?
He might, this might be the mummy's curse, my friend. All right, guys, game 2 is ready here. Let's go!
경기가 준비되었다. 한번 시작해볼까?
Oh, this is how you beat mummies.
This is how you
beat mummies.
I thought you beat him with fire.
Do you beat him with fire?
Yes.
I never actually
and he went
saw all the
Hellions
mummy
last
movies.
game.
Yeah, that's true. Blue Flame.
Well, I don't know about the mummy movies. But yeah, like that would be how you beat mummies. They're like dried corpses wrapped in paper. Like fire is good against that, okay? It's really good against that.
Are the mummies magical? I'm trying to remember.
I think they have to be because they're alive. So there has to be some magic there.
Or dead. I think they're actually
undead.
dead. Artosis, I think you're a little bit confused. I think you're clearly not a mummy expert here. Those are dead people, not alive ones.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I'm a space elephant
expert.
doctor.
Yeah. You're clearly not a mummy hunter. You're not a Tomb Raider like Tasteless.
Yeah, Tasteless the Tomb Raider.
Okay, so is the Overlord going to see this?
Yes.
DRG. Oh, the mummy's going to get him. He thinks he's got the treasure right now. TY's got his Indiana Jones head. He thinks he's got the treasure. He's almost out. And then right when he turns the corner, the mummy grabs him by the arm. Ah! And he's all scary. He's got big, scary mummy teeth. He's got flies coming out of his mouth.
Oh, my God. He must be a fresh mummy if there's still flies around.
Yeah, well, yeah. This is great. So the drones are going to come out here. And I don't know.
High ground. I like it. I like the move.
Once the barracks are finished, I mean, you're locked into this rush. Of course, ideally, you want to go undetected at the start, but DRG's got the right idea. He's keeping the drones behind and trying to intercept the Marines. This keeps the Marines that would ideally want to be covering the bunker up here. It keeps them back because they have to get a safe, reinforcement line set up here. The Lings are going to come out. Oh, target the SCV! Target the SCV!
Yeah, I think he's really busy microing elsewhere.
Maybe he just knows this exactly. Does he know this exactly? He knows this exactly.
Just wants to cancel that out.
Yeah.
These are still stuck, though, these drones.
Okay. Uh-oh. He's going to come out. Look at this. He just knows to target the bunker. He's like, no, man.
Yeah, it takes a long
like,
time to finish a bunker.
I'm an immortal mummy.
Don't you remember the 9th bunker patch when it became slow like that?
Yeah, of course. Now, this is
that's what he was waiting
kills, though.
for.
Yeah. Oh, the queen! Ah! Oh! That's my play-by-play. I think he did it. I think TY's just going to come in here.
Might. Yeah. 4 Lings on the way are not going to be enough to stop this.
Because that belongs in a museum. Look at this. Yeah, TY, I think, just snowballed the game.
Yeah, yeah. And he's actually getting a reactor right now at home. Like, he's got his gas, everything's
Second
looking
queen
good.
is still just a little ways off.
11 drones have died. We're at 12 workers right now.
Yeah, to 21 here for TY. And he goes back home, so that's fine.
Perfect. That's exactly how much damage I wanted done. I think DRG will be leaving pretty soon. And so now I can finally ask you what I've been thinking about.
Please.
Since you were talking about the mummies. Are mummies just a type of zombie?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
I believe, okay, so if I'm thinking about this
like
correctly,
a fancy king
it's basically
zombie?
like a magic zombie, right? Well, actually, you know what? I don't know.
No, I think it's just a...
I think, okay, we've
it's
talked about
a
this
rich
before.
zombie wrapped in toilet paper.
Yeah, but I think it depends on the lore here. Like, there's no magic zombies, right? There's no... Oh, I hope there's not magic zombies. That'd be pretty bad. But there's no magical zombies. But if you're like the Mummy King, I think you got magic powers. I don't think they're just like zombies.
No, yeah, they don't turn other people into zombies or mummies by biting them. But like,
but they definitely
because
want to
they are
put you in
dead
a mummy
bodies,
tomb. Yeah.
they would come back in a zombie scenario.
Okay. Yeah.
Does that mean that when they bite someone, that person becomes a zombie then?
Well, they gotta wrap you in their mummy toilet paper first. That's necessary.
Damn. That's why you wrap yourself in it so you don't get bit. You're like, oh no, he's one of us. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's right. You look like one of those guys just trying to train attack dogs, just biting you. You're like, easy, easy, easy. Can't believe we get to have these two guys on this map. We already had such a great game with TY versus Scarlett.
Yeah, and that was a great game, but I don't know that this is going to be as good. I think it's over, man. Just too much damage with that initial push.
Yeah, TY is in a pretty good spot to just close this out, I think.
Yeah, DRG's trying to get things done. Like, he's picking off some SCVs. You got to hand it to him. Those SCVs are dead.
But if DRG can stabilize here, I mean, the worker count right now, 29 to 25.
But with no tech on the way.
True.
And all this tech for his opponent. Yeah, I'm just like, what could you do? What could it be? I'm not even sure, to be perfectly honest. I can't come up with anything that can win this game for him.
Man, DRG getting cheese today.
Yeah.
Getting chezzed. TY.
Damn. DRG's just sitting there like, okay, so I win game 1, lose to Bunker Rush game 2. It's the same as the special series.
I hope you're happy, TY. You get to take his onk. He just wanted to be buried and left alone. He was a pharaoh.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Imagine you're a pharaoh. You're like, it's fine. I'm just going to be buried inside this giant pyramid.
Yeah. And all the people that bury me, I want them to die in there with me.
Yes. And then instead, it's like, what? Someone's looting my giant magical prison? It's like, for what? Like, we don't know. They want money? You're like, they're robbing me? They're robbing my house?
You're dead, though, already.
Huh? Well, I'm dead. I'm undead.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you're stuck in your sarcophagus.
Yeah. Game 3, Pillars of Gold, also part of DRG's mummy tomb. But TY just wants it all. I'm actually pro-mummy now. I'm thinking about this a little bit more. Those Tomb Raiders are assholes. Leave those mummies alone.
아프리카 프렉스 TY 전태양.
Should, though, ancient relics be in museums? Should they be left?
Well, if you're an undead mummy, if I could just, kind of be the lawyer, power of attorney going to me here.
Be the mummy's advocate?
Yeah. Be a mummy's rights advocate. I would say, well, I mean, I'm undead. I'm kind of just trying to hang out here.
Yeah.
You know? The dinosaurs don't care where their bones go. They're not immortal. But just to make it clear, when you and I die, I'm having all of our viewers buried with us.
Then it will truly be a dead game.
Yeah. That's right. Taste and Artosa said in their last cast. We're going to have terracotta nerds pairing with us.
That's right.
Each nerd was a little bit different. They brought all their peripherals down there.
Yeah, and they're all going to be standing in the tomb. They're like, how long are we going to last in here? And then one final tasteless alert to the guys in the chat, and then lava comes down and gets them.
That's right.
It's like, wow, that was expensive to get done.
Yep. So, very different game this time. DRG seems to be dying to these rushes, these timing attacks.
I've never seen them fail. If you do not scout it right off the bat.
It's hard to deal with, man.
Even scouting it relatively quickly that game.
I thought positionally he had a good setup with his drones and everything to hang on. It seems like he had, when the Marines got in there, the first Queen took a little bit too much damage. And I think the Queen is the thing that allows you to actually survive that.
It has the tankiness.
Yeah.
I think that the big part of why TY won that is he never committed with the Marines because there were 6 drones out there. And if you end up killing 6 drones with a 2 barracks proxy, that is cash money, sir. The amount of lings you forced, amount of lost mining time, killing 5-6 drones. And he got 5 of the 6 as they were coming back in because he had that firepower because he wasn't just trying to kill the hatchery. Sometimes you got to adjust. You can't just only do the plan of killing the hatchery.
Got to mix it up.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy to think DRG could actually win this and get out of the group first.
Imagine if DRG won a GSL. What then?
That'd be awesome.
That would be pretty sick. A
It would be
DRG
so
parting
cool.
final.
Oh my God.
And then I put out an official press release that all the modern pro gamers can now go to the military.
Yeah, DRG looks really strong. I mean, even taking TY and
That was a great first game.
The macro game. Yeah.
And I love the style too because you see a lot of these other Zergs and they are going to be going into Vipers. You know, we've seen Solar really try to use Lurkers. More than just Solar's tried to use Lurkers as well, right? In that late game. A lot of the times TY has been forced into like Ghost, Liberator, that type of different situation. The nukes, as you mentioned, things. But the thing is, DRG, he always plays like Power Zerg, you know?
Yeah.
Like this guy.
He's a brawler.
Yeah, kind of. He's like Rocky or something, right? He's not a technical fighter.
If this was an RPG, would he be the monk character that only fights with his hands? Is that fair to say?
No, I think he's a warrior.
Is he a warrior?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. He's strong and he goes for it.
Getting pushed away by these queens. The monk is also strong. Not as good as the warrior ever in any game, but
yeah,
you know.
It's kind of a wasted character, honestly.
Yeah. They're like, we need one bald character. All right, get a monk.
That's the one.
Oh, kind of a weird shot that.
Yeah, he pulled the ling that it was
going
towards. Very nice.
So we have Banshee and Cloak coming here.
Third command on the way now. So kind of a middle of the road, very standard opener here from TY.
Now let's see how many kills he gets with this.
Yeah.
This is the moment where I think that the attention might be divided enough. Oh my God, almost gets the Evo wall. Oh man, he needs to split those drones up.
Wait, I think it was still all right.
Wait. That was almost like an optical illusion because that valley is so deep that it.
Oh
it
yeah, the way
like
they
that
go
was,
down. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean.
I was looking at that. I'm like, how is that? Oh,
I'm like,
okay.
wait, am I gonna lose this Oracle?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's fine.
Banshee Cloak finishes up. We'll see how many more kills can be pulled off here.
He lives, but for how long?
Yeah, not that long.
Not too long at all.
Oh, he explodes too when he dies.
Yeah.
So 2 Banshees. This is a delayed Banshee surprise attack. They can, of course, one-shot workers. So even if DRG is to react very quickly to this, I'll probably lose a lot of workers.
Yeah. You know, I gotta say, I like the style that DRG is trying to play here. Where, like, he's got the double Evo, he's got the Baneling speed. We've seen a lot of people messing with, like, quicker spires and things like that lately, but I like this kind of basics play, right? Get your upgrades going, get Baneling speed. When you have Baneling speed and you're macroing well, you don't die. That is thing number one, you know?
Yeah, sure. By the way, the Banshees haven't done that much damage.
No, not too much. Look how many creep tumors there are.
Yeah, the creep spread's good. Look, I think there's a real chance DRG takes this, and it's kind of like it might be the craziest upset in the round of 16.
Well, at what point do we stop saying DRG victories are upsets? Because once upon
After
a time,
he beats TY,
maybe. Yeah.
that's when I stop.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
That's when I apologize in front of a bunch of
Sir, I'm
microphones,
so
like
sorry.
I really messed up. I got to apologize to my family and everything. Sorry, I thought DRG wins were a big upset. No, I mean, DRG looks really good.
We'll see if that fourth base can get up and mining soon here for DRG. More and more Lings being made, some Banes added in. Of course, he is going Hydras with this now as well. But kind of like, it's very methodical, his approach to getting everything up this game. And the way that he's playing this, we're like basically guaranteed late game now, right? When you're going Ling Bane Hydra and you haven't really taken that much damage, and of course, it's not like TY took a bunch of damage, you know? And yeah, we've had a little bit of drone kills here and there. What have we lost? Like 15 drones, 16 drones? I'm gonna go with 18 drones have died or so. But it's not that big a deal. His creep spread is good. His Hydras are gonna come out. He's got 2-2 on the way. So now we get to see him go into that late game again, but with a different type of comp.
Somehow this Banshee's going to get away. Oh my gosh, bad right click there. So the push is actually coming down. I thought we were going to have TY wait a little bit more, but he's going for it.
Yeah, I think that this is your one chance to break the fourth base.
Yeah.
But I think that DRG has enough because he's got the 1-1 already as well. So see, he's bringing these Lings back. I think that's very important. Maybe end up bringing in a flank. TY being very careful about what he commits on creep. And there we go. The flank comes in, and there we go.
Great targeting there.
Yeah, very, very good. But he clears those siege tanks, and that is basically what he needed.
DRG is going to try to hold this drop off. It looks like his Lings are just staggered enough. They are going to be able to come through here. He picks up Morphine, more Banes right there on the spot. Creep tumors are being spammed out here as fast as possible.
And now the Hydras are on the way. So as the Hydras pop out, it becomes a little bit harder to do small harassment type moves.
Yeah, the Hydras have a lot more muscle, a lot more damage.
They can easily gun down something like a medevac.
Yeah, if you take a bad engagement, you lose everything. Now let's remember, TY's on 3 bases. He's still trying to harass with good control. Okay, this actually might be the one fight that starts to really turn the game upside down. Good hit there, though. He's still hitting that one medevac that's actually full of Marines. It does get away, not that much damage. I thought it was a little bit more there, to be honest.
And really great timing on this infestation pit from DRG this game.
But I mean, right now, DRG is just sitting here on Bane Hydra Ling and powering up. And it can be exciting to watch TY swoop in and do damage with these attacks, but if he's trading off too much and the core army of DRG is getting too big, DRG can eventually counter push once he holds everything off.
Yeah, it is true. You know, as you tech up, the Hydras, I mean, off creep are not the greatest unit in the whole world. So he's going to be able to push this back. Ooh, nice connection right there.
Almost gets another medevac.
Yeah, what is TY's plan now? We haven't seen the production tab in a bit, but is it going to be mass siege tank from here? Is he going to start getting into liberators? Are we going to be looking at ghosts coming up? Generally, you start with a lot of siege tanks against Ling Bane Hydra. Just kind of secure yourself, right?
Yeah, you need that splash damage.
But we don't see him going for a second factory. So maybe he just sits defensively with his siege tanks?
He's not even making out of his one factory. It's kind of weird, right?
A little bit, actually, yeah. I mean, I just really like siege tanks against this.
Well, I think it's the most logical thing, right? I mean, you need something that's going to get that first shot off. A lot of times, these fights are decided based off of how many Banelings never got to their desired target. And that's where the siege tank comes in handy. Now, Vipers are going to come in here, and I think DRG is trying to assemble an army that's going to be strong enough that he can harpoon tanks out, pick them off, and then just bulldoze his way through.
I think it's very doable. There's not that many tanks.
Okay, this is way too ambitious for DRG to try to push through that.
Yeah.
Pushing through a valley off of creep.
But once he has these 3 Vipers out and charged, he can easily eradicate that army. It's not enough siege tanks, right? Like, 2 Blinding Clouds, and suddenly your Ling Bane Hydra should be able to roll through.
Okay, well, right now, TY is trying to take this base out. And
I don't think he can get it, though, right?
I don't know. It seems like this is a pretty scary attack here. How far back can these Banes go? It looks like the Hydras are going to get rid of both of these tanks in the front.
Oof, that was a good engage for TY for sure.
Yeah, he has this infantry here. There's only 1 tank behind it, but I think when the next wave of Banes is ready...
Where are those Vipers at?
I don't know.
One Blinding Cloud would have changed that entire battle.
Well, they're probably soaking up some more energy somewhere. But you're right. I don't see them on any of the screens we've had in front of us. There they are.
Okay. Well, they can start to gain a bit more value with those. He's getting Adrenal 3-3. A couple factories added for TY. I don't know what they're for.
They seem to be quite late.
Like, yeah, it's very late to go tanks now because Viper's counter tanks really well. Maybe he's going to go into mines. No, he's adding tech labs, so it's definitely going to be siege tanks. Huh.
Gosh, that
feels weird.
I mean, we were talking about it earlier, but yeah, it seems like, you know,
Ling Bane Hydra was the norm for a long time, and it was all about identifying that they're making Hydras, adding your second factory very quickly, and then hitting with a whole bunch of tanks before Vipers, right? But now we have Vipers already out, and he's like, let's add 2 factories. And, I mean, we'll see how it does. Maybe it's going to be some great tech that does well.
We have an attack coming down here now, and I think, oh, actually, yeah, he's just going to have to give this up. DRG
nice.
Can't keep this. You know, one of the disadvantages about going for Hydras on the ground is even though they are fast on creep, it's not the same thing as like having a lot of mutas out here. You know, you can't always get there in time.
You can't get instant responses like Ling Bane muta, that's
right,
for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, you will have moments where maybe your army was better, but they never got to have the engagement they needed to have.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's generally the case. Generally, your army is actually stronger than theirs, especially on creep. It's just, can you be in the right position?
Well, you know, for as great of a job as DRG has done in this game overall, the creep spread was never big enough where I think DRG can set up any kind of attack. TY is pretty much keeping this map mostly creep-free. I mean, we have a little bit in the middle, but the corners of this map are going to play a much larger role here.
Now, what I'm looking at here, I am very fascinated by the decisions being made here, right? Because, again, DRG playing a very powerful style, right? He's got great upgrades. He's making a ton of Ling Bane. He's getting chitinous plating, so we're probably going to see some ultras mixed in here as well. TY taking a very different approach. He's going mass tanks right now. I believe he has 4 factories and ghosts. So he's going for something just as powerful. It feels like he's trying to fight power with power here.
Yeah, well, hold on. He's going to commit. These blinding clouds are perfect. The tanks are completely useless in this moment, which, you know, this was most of the tanks that we had him build up to in this game. Big connects there. Oh, my God. Is DRG just going to keep going?
Yeah, it's one of those games.
Yeah, it just, the Banelings are going all the way back to where the barracks are. Can he actually snipe this command center? I think he will easily take that out. Now the both this base and the bottom right base are marooned on some level.
Yeah.
I guess that top base is a little bit closer, excuse me. But that was pretty insane. And notice how behind this, DRG is maxed out again.
Yeah, this is very
so this
tough
is
for
like,
TY.
There's a second wave coming in here.
Well, TY is making a composition that can end up being very cost efficient, but the amount of Banelings that DRG is sending his way, you can't get your snipes off, everything's blowing up.
Yeah.
I mean, the blinding clouds, again, are so good against the siege tanks.
I think that what TY was trying to set up with on paper is good, but if this next wave comes in here and flattens this base that we have a shot of right now, I mean, I don't know if he's going to have the economic engine to get himself into a spot that's going to be viable at all here.
Well, he does have extra command centers, let's not forget, right?
Yeah.
So he can float them and, like, he can get his mining back online, I guess. But none of his engagements are looking that good right now.
I mean, he just is making these wrecking ball armies.
Yeah.
The spell casting's great. You know, the supply is getting pretty low. Again, a Remax here. You know, for a while, DRG looked kind of timid in this game, but, you know, he's banked up enough. He just has this ability to just send wave after wave after wave. Terran is going to try to reclaim that spot over there, but I think that DRG is eyeing 12 o'clock. The building setup is it's a pretty good wall, but I'm not sure. I think he wants to go right on top of the planetary, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and he will get it. But don't forget, you know, you are spending a lot on that. Well, not that one. That one was free. Wow.
He's got 31 workers now.
Yeah. Definitely taking a bit of damage here.
You know, these Hydras, again, you can't run away, as you can see here. They will get caught. But DRG's taken 2 more bases in the bottom right. By the way, none of these bases are very rich in minerals. We see the nukes are being made, but it almost seems like TY wasn't expecting to have that many command centers stamped out. By the way, all the backup command centers I think are in use, except for one at the 12 o'clock spot. So,
dude, this play from DRG overall, like, I keep using the word powerful because it's the only thing I can even think to describe it, right?
Yeah.
His macro looks really, really strong. His moves are great. He's like hitting different locations over and over and then refilling his army. It feels like he knows when to push and when to pull back. We are seeing some just top class Zerg right now.
Now all these tanks here, this is a really good spot for the Terran. Oh my god, DRG doesn't see it. He does not see it.
Oh.
14 workers immediately killed.
Yeah, great move there from TY.
I'm so used to not being excited when nukes are going to happen because they always move away. DRG takes out this base. Now, the tanks are there, is there any infantry? Oh yeah, there is infantry down there. Okay. But TY's on 3 bases right now. And I think some of these tanks are going to get picked off. DRG's going to win this game.
Oh, for sure.
DRG is taking this game. The GSL Codes champion TY is going to the final match. GG. That is insane.
DRG,
that is
wow. Just looks so strong.
Yeah. I guarantee you DRG is feeling better than he has felt in a long time as far as a professional gamer goes.
Oh, yeah.
You get out first in this game. Did you forget about me?
Yeah, no, his ZVT was so on point there. Like, he was so strong. I don't even know what else to say, man. He was all over the place. Giant swarm armies.
Yeah.
Can't wait to hear what he has to say.
All right, we're going to go to the interview now. Andy will translate. Really crazy to see DRG advancing first. He's the first player to get to the round of 8, defeating the Season 1 champion in the process.
Wow, what a performance from DRG. He defeats the last season champion TY, and he moves on to round of 8. Congratulations, thank you. Wow, the last time you went to round of 8 was 6 years ago. What an achievement today, DRG. How do you feel?
사실 이번에 준비하면서
Honestly, preparing for the games,
충분히 진출을 할 수 있을 것 같다고
and I had the
생각했고
feeling that I might be able to advance as a first place.
결과로 나오니까 자신감이 더
And
붙는 것 같네요.
you know, that dream being realized today, I feel really happy.
저그의 교과서처럼 플레이하신다는
And you play like textbook Zerg player today.
히링링의 살모사 정말
You use the Vipers, you use the Linglings, the Hydras. Everything was so effective.
됐을 것 같진 않거든요.
And I feel like this took a long time to prepare for.
뭐 히링링이든 뮤링링이든
Well, I mean, I do use the Hydra Linglings and all the Lingling compositions.
선수 하는 걸 보고
But this time I saw Sarah play,
히링링도 좋겠다 싶어서
and then I saw him using the Hydra Linglings,
조지명
so I took
때
note.
A조 선수들 가만두지 않겠다 말씀하셨던데
In the group nomination, you told everyone that you're not going to let Group A players go off easily. You beat the 2 Terran players today. So in order to defeat the 2 Terran players, how did you prepare for it?
그냥 해온 거에 또 이제 재선이랑
Well, I just practiced like usual, and Bunny helped me a lot.
연습했던 상황이 다 경기에 한 번씩 나왔던 것 같고.
So you know, all the plays that I've shown today was thanks to the scrims I had.
그렇군요. 오늘 테란 선수들이 운영 경기를
And the Terran players today
꼭 약속이나 한 것처럼
They went for the macro
전진 빌드로
and they
분위기를
lost
넓게 했잖아요.
and they opted for the proxy
그리고 또
builds
애석하게도 또 여기서 졌었습니다.
and they lost that
경기를
game.
하시면서 이런 심적인 변화도 있으셨을
So
것
while playing,
같거든요.
what did you think about those plays?
사실 속으로는 블리자드 욕을 제일 많이 했고요.
Well, in my mind,
잔할 때부터 전 도대체 몇 번을 당한 건지 모르겠는데
I blame
어떻게
Blizzard
해줬으면
for most of
좋겠어요.
the things,
아,
and ever since
답답한
Wings of
마음에
Liberty,
블리자드 생각을 하신
I
것
had
같은데요.
trouble playing against Terran
그래도
players.
당당하게 실력으로 오늘 1위
But you
진출을
did take the first place
만들어냈습니다.
purely by
굉장히
skills,
담담하게 말씀을 하셔서 사실
and you feel
얼마나
you look quite indifferent right
많이
now. So
궁금하거든요. 6년
but
만에
how-
8강이잖아요.
how like rejoiced are you right now?
24강에서 이길 때는 별로 크게 감정의 동요가
Well, when I
없었는데
won in the round of 24,
마지막에 싸울
there
때
wasn't that much
탱크
emotional
싸움하면서
shift.
심장이 두근거리더라고요.
But in the round of 16,
내가
everything was so much more exciting. And now, the feeling of euphoria is coming to me right now.
계신 거군요, 지금.
Yes, I'm really happy right now.
그렇습니다. 자, 8강에서 죽음의 조 B,
In the round of
죽음의
8,
조
you're going to be
B조
playing against
2위와 만나게
Group B, the group of
됩니다.
the second place of that group.
공교롭게도 그 6년 전 8강 때 패했던 이신영 선수도 속해
And it
있더라고요.
could, you could be playing against Innovation,
저는
who you were
그런
defeated
이신영
by
선수와
6 years
만나는
ago.
분도 재미가 있을 것 같거든요.
So I think it's going to be
어떠신가요?
exciting for you to have a
제가
revenge
기억하기로
match.
신영이한테 3대 0으로 져가지고
Well, at the time, I think I lost 3-0 to Innovation.
마지막 8강이 되게 처참했었는데
So it was a very devastating
이번에는
loss for me.
시간이 많이 지났고
But a lot of time has
기회가 또 왔으면
passed,
좋겠네요.
and now I hope I can take
서력할
revenge.
기회다 말씀해 주셨는데요. 마지막으로
Okay, we'll look forward to that.
한마디 들어보겠습니다.
So I'm sure your fans are rejoiced. DRG, anything you want to
팬분들이
say?
되게 응원을 많이
Well,
해주시더라고요.
the fans
아무래도
cheer for me a lot. They supported
중퇴일자가
me.
간 적이 없어서 그런지 모르겠는데
Maybe because I haven't been to Runaway for such a long time.
연습해서 이렇게 좋은 결과
But I'm happy to have bore great results from today's matches.
그리고 연습 도와준 준영이, 재선이, 그리고 항상 경기 전에
And
팁을
thank you to
많이
all my
얻어요.
script
아프리카
monitors like
전방에서
Bunny.
이번에도 여러 개 사용했었는데 다 항상 고맙고
And I'm just always thankful to my script partners.
올라갔으니까 조금 욕심 더 부려서
And now that I've moved on to round of 8, I want to be a little bit more greedy and move on to round of 4.
굉장히 궁금하네요. 다시 한번 8강 진출
Once again,
축하드립니다.
DRG, congratulations. Thank you.
Man,
네,
what
이렇게 오늘
a
첫 번째
crazy
8강 진출자
result here.
선수
I mean, this is such a big upset, and I don't know who can stop DRG. I mean, if he can beat TY, then you can beat anybody.
It's not an upset anymore. It's just DRG is back. He's in the shape that he used to be in. And this is fantastic. I'm so excited to see in the round of 8 how he can do.
Yeah, this is going to be very cool. So TY, of course, is not eliminated. He'll be in our final match. And up next, we're going to have Special versus Scarlett.
Yeah, these two have, of course, known each other for so long. Have played against each other plenty of times overseas and inside of Korea.
And we could get the TY versus Special
yeah,
final match.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely could occur. Like I am thinking that Special has a little edge here over Scarlett, to be honest.
Think so, yeah.
Yeah.
You might be right about that. Crazy. Just so crazy to see TY knock it out first. We're going to go to a short break. When we come back, our losers match. We'll see you in a few minutes. Bye-bye.
I carve out yours, you carve out mine.